Hop, hop, hop. Hello. Oh my goodness. I got another bottle for you. This one is a little bit special. This is the Penelope Barrel Strength 9-year Special Select. I believe, excuse me. This was a reasonably limited release in New Jersey because Penelope is in Rahway, about a little bit of a hike for me, but nothing too serious. I can get this bottle, if I so choose, at almost any liquor store. But unfortunately, all of it sold out about a year ago. So now I just have this half-empty bottle, and I do have a backup. Thank goodness for that. But this was one of the surprises that I had last year when I purchased this bottle. I did not know what to think. It was the first time I had ever tried any of the Penelope bourbons or bourbon whiskeys. I was intrigued by the Valencia, and I decided, I couldn't pull the trigger on that. Not a fan of Ambarana finish, so Rio, see you. See you later. But this 9-year, I figured it's 9-year-old MGP at worst. How bad could it be for $69.99? And it is 109 proof. It's a 4-grain. That means you got your corn, you got your rye, you got your wheat, you got your malted barley. All the things a growing whiskey needs. And the mash bill, 85% corn, 10% rye, 2% wheat, and 3% malted barley. And apparently this is distilled in Indiana and Kentucky. And it's aged more than 9 years in charred new American oak barrels. I think this was produced right after Penelope was obtained by Lux Row. So these must have some decent barrels in it because I've had this before. As you can see, about halfway through, I savor this bottle. So let's take a little whiff, shall we? Nice color. Oh, wow. I think Werther's caramel. There's this high-pitched note in there that I'm trying to rack my brains with. I would almost call it like a caramel-covered apple smell, but it's a little fruitier. It's a little sweeter than that. Like red fruit custard, caramel-coated apple, oak, like a decent amount of oak. It smells sweet. It smells sweet, like confectioner's sugar. It's got a smell in there that is not at all unpleasant and that you just want to keep on whiffing. Like, this smells like seriously good stuff. A little bready. Maybe that's the 4-grain coming into it, but just the slightest hint of breadiness. Slightest. And just a little bit of like candied citrus peel right at the end there. Right at the very, very, just like a thin pencil line layer of citrus peel. It's nice. All right. Oh, and how did I get this bottle? Well, hold on. Let's have a sip first, shall we? Oh, it smells so good. Wow. Talk about bouncing off the walls. It's like somebody took one of those rubber balls that are like a bouncy ball and just threw it right into my mouth. That whiskey just went ping, 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 everywhere. Overwhelming sweet oak, just layers and layers and layers of decadence. I just had Widow Jane decadence. This beats the pants off of it. for 20 more proof and 20 less dollars. And I got that Widow Jane Decadence for a steal. This, all right, nice finish. Let's look at the legs. I've been slacking here. Gorgeous. A little runny, but I cannot find a bad thing about it. I mean, the ring at the top is just sticking there, and it's got that funhouse mirror glaze. Yeah, I like that. The color, like a light bronze, not the darkest. Yeah. So those fruit notes, think of like a big basket of red fruit, caramel drizzle, that caramel coated apple right in there, fading into oak. Finish isn't bitter at all. Hardly any Kentucky hug. It is just smooth. It's like a light. It's like you didn't swallow a coal. It's like maybe you swallowed some kindling. Oh, like you put your face over a pot of boiling water and you took a big whiff of it, and that steam just heated up your chest and the back of your diaphragm a little bit. That's the finish we're talking about here. It's good. I'm still tasting it. But it's definitely fading away really fast. That's my knock on this bottle. The finish doesn't last quite as long as I want it to, but there's a solution to that. Drink more. You drink more of it. Yeah. Definitely tastes like MGP. You know what this is reminiscent of? If you want a good close second, if anybody's in the New Jersey area, this Pinhook 8-year tastes eerily similar to this Penelope. And I think it's because this is MGP. But what's different about these two is that this MGP bourbon, I get sugar cookies, cinnamon, and a lot of oak. This is really, really good. I've reviewed this. This is delicious. This is like some of my favorite 8-year whiskey that I've had all year. But what this does better, it's lighter. I typically don't like a lighter bourbon. But where this one is heavy on the oak and the snickerdoodle cinnamon sweetness, this one is like honey. If you like a sweet honey, silky smooth, oaky, like found a honeycomb in the middle of the forest and you got to pick it clean because you're starving, that's what this one reminds me of. So, really good. For $70, I've had a lot worse bourbon. Would I think this is better than some of the other perennial contenders of $50 to $60? Looking at you, Rare Breed, Restless Reserve Single Barrel, Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, James E. Pepper, Cast Strength, that's around like $60, $70. Would I rather have this or James E. Pepper? It's about the same price. In fact, the James E. Pepper that I bought was for about $65 or $55. I'm going to do an unofficial little check. It's my James E. Pepper. I've been working on emptying this so that I can have a beautiful decanter. Not because I like the whiskey. Wow. I'm just doing this for the bottle. A little bit. Not too much. I got to go to bed. But one of my favorite bottles of last year, not to go on too much of a tangent, but when I saw this bottle, I thought this was BS, that this was a hoax, and I was going to follow the tried and true method of if the bottle looks really nice, it probably ain't nice in there. Really big surprise. I think I like the nose on the Penelope a little bit more. I think this has the better mouthfeel. Also, you're talking apples to oranges. The James E. Pepper is like almond cookie, like little bright, sweet, plump fruits. And you're talking about Penelope, which is, bright red fruit, caramel covered apple, a little breadiness. See, yeah, and it's a little higher in proof. Even though this one's about, it's 52.8. So this is almost 106. This is like 105.6 proof. Yeah. 105.6 proof, batch 4. I mean, this isn't that bad. Seriously, like, this isn't that bad. But if I had to pick a winner, I think the Penelope just has a great layered sweetness to it. For $70, I think it was a great pour. If you could have bought that, if you could have tried this, I think you would have really liked it. It doesn't taste young at all. Tastes like some great MGP bourbon and just a little bit extra. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's got the magic in it. But man, for $70, I wish they made more of it. I wonder if they're going to come out with something this year, Penelope, like an 11-year or 13-year. I mean, they have such great barrels just lying around now because they're working with Lux Row. You'd think they would come out with something really special. They have a 15-year light whiskey they released last year. I have a bottle of that. I wish I got another bottle of it. That stuff's fantastic. That is probably the best stuff that they make, is that 15-year light whiskey. That's phenomenal. And for about I think I paid $120 for it, and I thought that was a great price. I wish I got another bottle of that. That was that good. This, I like this pour a lot. This is really nice. It's right up my alley of oaky and sweet and not too dessert-like, but just really has some great fruit. And it's just complex. I could just sip on this and enjoy it and just sift through what's going on in my palate. But the only problem is the finish is so short, you have to have another drink. Oh no, I gotta get drunk. What the heck are we gonna do? I can't even say that with a straight face. So I really do like this Penelope 9-year. If you have a chance to find a pour, I would think that you should go find a pour. If you could buy a bottle, buy a bottle. It's well worth $70. I'd pay like $80. I think that's about the most you should spend. Anything else, buy an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Hardly can go wrong with that. About $75, $85. Would I say this is better than an Elijah Craig single barrel? This is definitely not better than a Four Roses single barrel, that's for sure. Then again, it's barrel proof. For 109 proof, this is just smooth, and it's got great mouthfeel. Now, you know what? Buy a bottle of this, you won't be disappointed. Thank you for listening. Good night. That's lovely. And thank you.